Hey, Eddie.
Good evening.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you all keeping this evening?
I'm not bad.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
The rest of the group.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Eddie.
Eddie.
So we have a couple of new people tonight, guys. So behave yourselves. Don't scare them off. Welcome back, Pat.
Hey, Pat. Good to see you.
Oh Jesus, he's back. I'm away. Hello.
So how was your weekend?
Jesus.
Short,
Echo.
working.
So somebody say something because there was an awful echo there a second ago.
There still is.
How's that now?
Oh, good God. What?
I think that's better now, Eddie.
Okay, Mike, there's something wrong with your Mike Vargas. Something wrong with yours. That's what's causing the echo. So I'll have you muted.
Yeah, that would suck. 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 Yeah, that would suck.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Right.
Right, just so I know that I have everyone marked present. There's somebody here called Mike. Just Mike is his username. Who is it? If I don't know who you are, I can't mark you present. Okay, it's not you, Mike Vargas. Okay, you're okay. You're here. Okay, you're here. Mike, mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yeah.
Mute yourself. Thank you.
Are we being taken over by the Borg here or something?
Right, the other Mike that's not answering me, can you give me who you are so I can mark you present? Otherwise, I'm going to mark you absent.
Make your way to higher flights.
Okay.
Everyone on the hook is counting you.
All right, guys. So those to the new people, welcome to leadership. I'm sure we'll all get to know you all fairly well, fairly soon. First of all, Sinead, congratulations on your nomination.
Yeah,
Get on, Sinead.
congratulations.
Gonna let us know all though.
Tom Anderson, I want your autograph later on. Be published. Okay, let's get a start, shall we?
Yeah.
Who listened to the pre-record?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yeah, I listen. Yeah.
Excellent.
We're all 1 minute managers now. Do we have to
Yeah,
do the
1
rest of the 9
minute.
weeks?
You want to be 1 minute manager. 1 week.
Okay.
Manager.
So in our Tonight, we're going to discuss demonstrate effective communication skills to include oral presentations, listening skills, which somebody should could do it, making suggestions, giving feedback, written documents, and correspondence. So how are you all at public speaking or oral presentations?
Not bad.
I'd be a bit shy.
Yeah.
The shyest man here.
Enough
Yeah.
said there, I think. Enough said there. Okay. Right. So this is my little introduction, okay? So bear with me. It seems strange that in a world saturated with highly exaggerated, faculties of self-expression, we are often oblivious to the importance and effect of speech through effective communication. The global pandemic we are currently living through has allowed social media to amplify our voices. We have been given time to reflect, consider, and deliver. In the context of George Floyd's murder at the hands of the US police, there has been international outcry in the name of Black lives, as well as, hopefully, universal search for self-improvement and greater understanding. This has drawn attention to modes of expression and efficiency as regards communication. Notably, are we able to relay our thoughts to others precisely and efficiently?
Trying to crawl away. Maybe so I can't tell the.
So annoying. Okay. As mentioned initially, it could be argued that we do not pay enough attention to our language. This is of particular note in positions of leadership. Naturally, this is understandable to an extent, given that organic speech in natural conversation can be impulsive, which is to say that it is not always fully considered. This can only be expected as human interactions are for the most part brief. Now, well, I wasn't expecting a round of applause, but thanks. Right, first impressions. The first 10 seconds of an initial meeting are said to heavily impact our perceptions of others. Therefore, it follows that our short, sharp encounters with people in positions of leadership are also heavily concentrated. The nature of the workplace, such engagements have the power to radically affect our relationships with authority figures, more so now than ever given the shift from working centrally to remote working from home. The new Zoom era has ushered in a realm of communication that is void for the most part of any body language, which usually indicates much of what you are saying in regular conversation. This has only served to amplify our voices all the more. It is precisely for this reason that the importance of language must be considered, especially with regards to leadership. Okay. Any comments?
No.
Okay. Moving swiftly on. A lot of effort went into that little introduction.
Sounds
I might add.
sounds fantastic.
Okay, right. Right, so I missed something here, right? So I'll come back to that. So in layman's terms, right, this means ordering someone else to do something. So here are some examples, right? Go there, do this, finish before you go. Does that sound familiar?
No,
No? All right.
they'd know better.
Can't say.
This verbal mode implicitly suggests delegation, whilst also perturbing to hierarchical notions. Okay. The subjective mode, okay, similar to the imperative. I think imperative was the first one, okay. This is the Joseph. The Joseph is a form of expressing a command. However, Subtle nuances differentiate this mode. So here are some examples of this. Let's do this. Let's walk through this together. Let him help. Sound a bit different?
Yes, that was a lot nicer.
Enforcing. In contrast to imperative, this mode also has implications of unity and collaborations, whilst not suggesting a hierarchy. Asking or commanding. Do we ask or do we command?
Ask.
A bit of both, really.
Bit of both.
Yeah, because
Depends on the
usually if
situation.
your boss asks you a question, he's not really asking you. He's kind of telling you, but in a nice way.
That's asking.
Yeah, but he knows he's expecting it, yeah, before he even asks.
Right. So commanding is the technical term for asking someone to do something. Okay. However, in modern professional environments, there is a fine line between asking and commanding. There is clear value and skill in being able to differentiate between the two, an element that is key to effective communication and therefore leadership. So the difference, so we're going to discuss very briefly the difference between asking and telling someone to do something.
Okay.
Discuss.
Do you want us to give examples?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a task that needs to be done, like lifting the chairs and tables in after a night
Okay.
door. And you just highlight that, oh, the chairs and tables need to be brought in. And hopefully that they will volunteer, or else you'll say, right, lads, we need to bring in the tables and chairs.
Well, do you want my thought on that? That's not either asking or telling. That's suggesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's going to have to be followed up, like, obviously.
But it's not asking or telling, it's suggesting.
All right, so you're doing a patrol and you can say, will you go and do the patrol? Or as go and do the patrol now. There's two different.
Yeah.
Does asking not turn into telling at this point?
Yeah, that's
There
what
are-
I
there
was
are some
saying.
staff that you can ask them to do stuff. It's like, if you ask them to do something,
Hold on a second,
you
I
get
can't
negative
see.
response up until the point at which you have to tell them, I'm not really asking.
Who's talking there?
Tom.
Tom.
Yeah.
Right, say that
I have to
again.
black-
I missed all of that.
I said, is there not a certain point where asking turns into telling, where you ask someone to do something, but the question is rhetorical? You know, you're asking to do something that they have to do, part of their job remit. And because you're asking them, they then, I would do it if I wasn't doing something else. And it becomes a point of then you have to tell them that what they're going to have to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting at before.
All right.
It's like if someone asks you to do something, if you don't want to do it, you say no, but then they turn around like, just go do it. So they're trying to be nice by asking you, but even if you say no, they're still going to tell you to do it.
It's a question, but it's a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you on some kind of remote thing, Tom? Your sound is not great.
Yeah. Hold on.
I think he's on mobile.
You don't work a mobile.
My mobile phone.
Okay, so all right, so that's discussed it between asking and telling. Anyone else got any input besides Tom, Shanann, and Darren just agreeing with everyone?
No, that's what I was saying
I
before.
just told you. I just said something.
Did you?
Yes, I said asking is to asking someone, can you go to patrol? Telling them is saying, or commanding is say, go on your patrol now.
Right. Okay.
I said that.
All right. So you're saying, wait, is it what is what? Sorry, say it again. Aileen.
So you're just for patrols, for instance, you can say, do you want to go on your patrol now? So that's asking. Commanding is say, go on your patrol now.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So okay, that's an example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but is asking just a nice way of telling?
Yeah.
Asking them has been polite before you have to command them to do it, like Tom said.
But what's the point in asking them if you're just going to tell them to do it?
But you're giving them chance to be nice first.
But-
Will I tell you what the difference is, Darren?
Yeah, please.
Maybe this is where you fail conflict management. Asking avoids conflict, telling, and I'm only joking about failing.
I know, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. I
Right,
already
so
knew that.
Asking may avoid conflict in the thing. If you're constantly telling someone to do something, there's two things wrong there, right? Either you're too bossy or your employee or team member is too lazy. Either way, something has to be done about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just mean the form of where you're asking someone, but you're not expecting a yes or no. You're asking to be nice, but really you're just telling them to do it.
Okay. All right. So moving on. Good leadership is a willingness to engage in work with teammates, to work through tasks with colleagues as opposed to simple delegation. This demonstrates a cohesion which will not only earn respect from teammates, but foster an encouraging collective environment within the framework of a team. Therefore, we cannot neglect the importance of our verbal expression when it comes to leadership. This is the primary signal that transmits support and encouragement, both of which are the core elements of effective leadership. So I asked you all something in my pre-record about what was it again? Your
What
style
kind
of
of what kind of leader are we?
do you think you would be? So do you think you would be a leader, or maybe I didn't answer, maybe it was something I said. Do you think that you would be a leader that would lead or follow?
Bit of both.
Bit of both.
Yeah.
Okay. How could you be a bit of both?
But I lead when it needs to be led, and I'll follow when I need to follow.
Right. Say that again.
But when you need to lead a team, you lead them. And when you follow them, but as in what you mean, like follow, like how fast?
Okay, would you lead from the front or would you lead from the back? That's what I'm asking.
Sorry.
They say something funny.
Yeah, you have to lead by example.
Yeah.
Really, more than anything else. I mean, there's no point in trying to lead from the back and just gonna be sitting inside in the office and, you know, hoping for the best.
Okay, Aileen, what's so funny?
No, I agree exactly what Pat said. You need to lead by example.
All right, so are you the kind of leader that would roll up the sleeves and get stuck in?
I prefer to get stuck in because what I expect from my guards or officers is what I'd do myself.
All right, again, something else I mentioned as well, the 8 core principles of leadership, yeah? Can
Yeah.
anyone
Yeah.
remember what they are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maintain your integrity 100% of the time.
Mhm. Which you just didn't, by the way.
Excuse me, you perceived it the way you wanted. It was your mind, not mine.
Well, the other one that started giggling like a schoolgirl for something I said, apparently.
It was
Leading by the front. Yeah.
Leading by the front, yeah, not
all
the
the
back. Okay, all right, go on, Eileen, or Aileen.
right. Know your staff and be able to prove it.
No, you're okay, yes. And this is where leaders can get caught out by not knowing the stuff, thinking they know stuff, but by knowing. Like I said, talking the talk and walking the walk. If you're going to lead by example, make sure that you know your stuff. If you want to become a leader of a team, a group, department, whatever it is, make sure you know your stuff. Because if you try to bluff, you will get caught out at some stage. And then all levels of trust will be gone. Right. Language and thought are intrinsic. When I type these words, it's very easy to type.
Why did you do that to yourself?
Very hard to pronounce them sometimes.
Why don't you change the word?
So they're closely linked, okay? It's not easy to distinguish between the two, especially in natural conversation. This means we need to focus on our thought process and maybe think a bit more before we speak. And we're all guilty of that. We open our mouth before we engage the brain. Yeah. These verbal subtleties can have large impacts. Not only leaders, but all members of the team in any environment, whether personal or professional, should reflect on their language and evaluate. Are we doing everything we can to foster a true team spirit? Our speech can be very powerful, and as a result, we have a responsibility to be prudent with what we say. So Mehraban's communication theory, verbal, non-verbal, body language. Did we talk about this guy already?
No.
No.
Almost with someone else. Okay. So Professor Albert has pioneered the understanding of communications since the 1960s. He received his PhD from Clark University and in 1964 commenced an extended career in teaching and research at the University of California in Los Angeles. He currently devotes his time to research, writing, and consulting as Professor Emeritus of Psychology, UCLA. Mehraban's work featured strongly in mid to late 1900s in establishing early understanding of body language and non-verbal communication. So his research provided the basis for widely quoted and often much oversimplified statistic of effectiveness and spoken communications. Here are more surprise and representation of his findings. What is wrong with me tonight? Of his findings that is typically cited or applied. Right, 7% of messages pertaining to feelings and 7% of a message pertaining to feelings and attitudes are in the words that are spoken. 33% of message pertaining to feelings and attitudes is paralinguistic, the way the words are said. 55% of the message pertaining to feelings and attitudes is in facial expression. Isn't that amazing? So when the next time the missus says to you, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. Now you'll know exactly what she means, what she's talking about.
Which section of that would be in, would count body language?
Sorry?
Which section of that would be body language?
Facial expression.
Okay.
55%.
Okay, so here's an example, right? Right, obviously we're living in a digital world at the moment. Okay, everything is done by nobody speaks to each other anymore. Even people have phones that they don't use for talking on the phone. They use it for social media and typing and all sorts of things. So if you send somebody a text message or an email, depending on their mood, how they read it is how it's perceived. If they're in a bad mood, they're going to take it up in the wrong way. You know, it's not going to be taken in the context as it was sent. If you know,
unless you put emojis in at the end.
Sorry?
Unless you put emojis in at the end.
Well,
LOL.
The emojis make it worse. Someone guy,
Especially-
you're having a serious conversation, someone sticks a few laughing faces in. That
especially
makes it even worse.
Especially if it's a professional email. And you have
Come
emojis
here,
at
you
the
have
end.
to, like, it depends, like, in the situation. If you're
Okay.
diffusing conflict.
I'm sorry, but
Emojis don't-
All right, I'm only joking.
In the professional thing are inappropriate, I would say.
Right. See, paralinguistic. Would sarcasm be under that?
No.
Absolutely.
Never.
Absolutely. Sarcasm. We need the way the words are spoken.
You
When you
can't be
say-
serious, Eddie.
Sorry?
You can't be serious, Eddie.
See, there's
That's not
sarcasm
sarcasm.
for you. Reeking of it. So body language is a significant aspect of modern communications and relationships. Therefore, it is very relevant to management or leadership, to all aspects of work and business where communications can be seen and physically observed amongst people. Body language is also very relevant to relationships outside of work. For example, in dating and in families and parenting. Body language is very important. In terms of observable body language, non-verbal or non-spoken signals can be exchanged whether these signals are accompanied by spoken words or not. So can someone give me an example of observable body language? Okay. And I said, okay. Anyone else?
Touch hair.
Okay, but that, what would that mean, Rosario?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a kind of a signal as such. I mean, touching your hair wouldn't be a signal as such.
Afraid.
Sorry?
When the people touch hair, meaning they are afraid.
Oh, okay, yeah, or nervous, maybe. Nervous,
exactly.
Nervous. Okay, okay. Actually, yeah, good one. Very good one.
Another part important is this mouth. When people touch mouth is very important for a message.
Hungry. Like a
hungry. Yes.
Oh, by the way, Rosario would be very good in body language because he's an ex-policeman.
Yes, 9 years in Italy.
Okay. So, but you know, a signal could be, you know, a smile, a frown. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, twiddling your hair. Yeah, very good one. Anyone else got an example?
Somebody rolling their eyes.
Somebody rolling their eyes, yeah, means what's that person on about?
The direction in which your feet are the direction in which your feet are angled towards. If your feet are angled away towards from the person you're talking to, you're trying to get away from that person. You don't want to talk to them.
Okay, yeah.
The way you're looking, eyes.
Your legs are pointed out, you're ready to dance.
And what if your feet are crossed? You can't make up your mind.
Don't take a piss.
Okay, all right. What have I started?
God only knows.
So for all you new people, it's not normally like this.
Yeah, it is.
It'll be a lot worse.
Right. Body language works both ways, okay? Know your positioning and movements. Knowing your own positioning and movements reveal your feelings and meanings to others. Other people's body language reveals their feelings and meanings towards you. The sending and receiving of signals happen on conscious and unconscious levels. The study of body language, also known as
kinesics.
Kinesthetic.
It's a lot of different words.
Is it kinesthetics?
Yeah.
Kinesthetics. Okay, sorry.
It's like the VARC kinesthetics. You have to do with your hands. You learn with your hands, for example.
Okay, which is derived from the Greek word meaning motion. Right. Right. Body language basics and introduction. So here you go to body language. So what was that a signal for?
They're getting angry, worried.
I've a headache already. All right. So body language is a powerful concept that is well understood by successful people. The study and theory of it have become popular in recent years because psychologists have been able to understand what we say through our bodily gestures and facial expressions as to translate and reveal our underlying feelings and attitudes. Body language is also referred to as non-verbal communications and less commonly non-vocal communications. The term non-verbal communications tends to be used in a wider sense, and all of these terms are somewhat vague. Right, when translating body language signals, into feelings and meanings, remember that one signal does not reliably indicate a meaning. Clusters of signals are more reliably indicate meaning. So this is a general guide. This should be not used alone for making serious decisions about people. Body language is one of several indicators of mood, meaning, and motive. This is a guide, not an absolute reliable indicator, and that applies especially until you've developed good capabilities of reading signs. Even obvious signs can be missed, especially if displayed as subtle movements in a group of people and if your mind is on other things. So I make no apology for including obvious body language in this guide. No, I'm telling you, I got this from somewhere else, okay? I am not a master in body language, all right? It is important to remember that cultural difference influence these signals in their interpretation. This is a guide based on Western world and Northern European behaviors. What may be obvious in one culture can mean something different in a completely different culture. So right, these are the body language signals that we will be discussed below. Eyes, mouth, head, arms, hands, handshakes, legs and feet for you, Sam, and personal space. Eyes. Our eyes are a very significant aspect of the non-verbal signals we send to others. To a lesser or greater extent, we all read people's eyes without knowing how or why. Eyes, and especially our highly developed awareness of what we see in other people's eyes, are incredible. For example, we know that if we have eye contact with someone at almost unbelievable, if we have eye contact with somebody at an almost unbelievable distance, far too far away to be able to see the detail of a person's eyes, 30 to 40 meters away, or sometimes we know when there is eye contact. Can you tell if somebody's from that distance? Could you really?
Sometimes.
Depends on if you're engaging with that person.
Yeah.
From 30 to 40 meters away.
Yeah, but if you're engaging with them, like if they're approaching you and is the situation is.
If you know
Unless
the
you've got
person before,
binoculars.
yeah. If you know the person before, we can.
There's
with
a
eye
saying
contact.
there's a saying I heard years ago that eyes find eyes, and I've always felt eyes find eyes. Like if you're looking at someone, it's kind of like, you know, you almost kind of know, and you kind of look back at them.
You can nearly feel someone looking at you from across the room.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
All right. Right, we can also see whether another person's eyes are focused on us or not. Can we detect easily the difference between a glazed over blank stare, a piercing look, a moistening eye long before tears come, and an awkward or secret glance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, who's saying yeah? Yes to what?
All of the above.
All of it. Okay.
And sometimes it depends on if you know the person as well. You can kind of know, you can obviously tell when they're like, you know, like it says, moistening eyes long before tears come. If you know the person really well, you kind of know when they're getting to that kind of stage as well by looking at their eyes.
All right, okay. Obviously, you'd want to know the person on a personal level, really.
Yeah, but if you work together for someone for 2 or 3 years, you kind of get to know them on a
I
personal level
suppose,
too.
right, I think we've all got the glazed over blank stare.
Yeah.
I get that every night to come on here with you guys. Only joking. Right, the piercing look or the dirty look. Yeah, we've all gotten that at some stage, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, an awkward or secret glance.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah. So what do you think the secret glance is, Pat?
No, the awkward one can be the awkward
Elaine,
one.
behave yourself, please.
The awkward one can be if you caught somebody out, or if somebody says something or whatever that they shouldn't have said, or that they've worded it wrong or whatever, and they're kind of going, "Oh fuck, I shouldn't have said that," or.
The awkward one can
Okay,
be
sorry. You kind of you glazed off there for a second, or you glazed off. You drifted off there at the end, Pat. I didn't quite get it. What I would say here, right? The awkward look might be something you get from your wife or your caught secret looking at another, glancing at another woman.
That's why I was laughing. That's what I was.
What the secret glance, Aileen, is it?
Yeah.
Again, that'd have to be somebody you know, because you might misinterpret a piercing look or a secret glance from people you don't know. They're very misinterpretable things. Like, you could say that lad's looking at me like he wants to kill me, but you don't know him. It's probably just how he looks.
Maybe he wants to kiss your keys.
I get that a lot. No, but I actually get a lot told that I have an angry head on me by my staff, and I'd be grand.
You're probably just stressed.
I just have a kind of a resting angry head.
Okay, anyone else got anything to say about glances and secret glances and awkward glances and piercing glances?
the unintended eye contact, where you might end up looking at someone and they turn around and you just end up crossing eyes with them. You never had any intention of crossing eye contact. You know that sort of way. Especially for the industry, you could be looking at people coming in and out of a store or on and off the site, and then it's perceived as staring because something has caught your eye about someone, and then they turn around and all of a sudden you're engaged in eye contact with them. It's like that's where it's nearly uncontrollable to the looks that you have.
Okay. Eyes. So what does it mean when eyes look left and right? Eyes tend to look right. Sorry?
Looking around them.
You're crossing the road.
God.
Ideally, your head should be turning left and right. Eyes tend to look right when the brain is imagining or creating. And left when the brain is recalling or remembering. So if someone looks to the right when they're telling you a story, they're lying.
Yep,
they're making it up.
If they look to the left, they're recalling or remembering. This relates to right and left sides of the brain. In this context, broadly, the parts of the brain handling creative feelings are right, facts and memory to the left. Right, this is analysed in greater detail below, chiefly based on the NPL, a theory developed in the 1960s. Under certain circumstances, creating can mean fabrication or lying, especially, but not always, beware, when the person is supposed to be recalling facts. Looking right when stating facts does not necessarily mean lying. It could, for example, mean that the person does not know the answer and is talking hypothetically or speculating or guessing. Silence. Are you all looking? I want to see if you're all, I just want to see if you're all looking to the right.
Right, straight. You're not looking.
You'll see all the paranoid heads going around tomorrow.
Okay, the presentation skills. Okay, presentation skills and speaking skills are very useful in many aspects of work and life. Effective presentations and public speaking skills are important in business, sales, selling, training, teaching, lecturing, and generally giving comfortable speaking, feeling comfortable speaking to a group of people. Developing the confidence and capability to give good presentations and to stand up in front of an audience and speak well are also extremely helpful competencies for self-development and social situations. Presentation skills and public speaking abilities are not limited to certain special people. Anyone can give a good presentation or perform public speaking to professional and impressive standards. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
I was going to say something, but I'm not.
Go on, say it. No, you can't come out and say something like that.
I can do what I want.
Okay. All right. Right. So you know where we're going with all this, guys. You know, after 3 weeks of this module, you're doing a skills demo.
Yep.
After 5 weeks, you're doing another skills demo. Okay. Have you looked at them?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the first one?
20%.
What is the first one? What's your first skill demo?
Learning record on leadership. No. Effective meeting.
And okay, so what? Read out the brief there.
It's skills demo on effective meetings, 20%.
Okay, so does it give you a brief on it?
Probably, but I just wrote that down.
Yeah, I wrote down the same. It was from your pre-record.
All right, okay, 1 second.
The skills demo weren't up on Moodle yet.
Is it not?
None of the assignments I'm looking at now, none of them are up.
All right, give me 2 seconds then. I'm not getting paid enough for this at all.
Way too much.
Some of you would make great, you know, you have a great career in stand-up comics. Yeah. All right. So what are we on? Leadership, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It ain't up. It ain't. You're right. It's not up yet.
You're right. It's not
Wait. Okay.
What's going on?
All right, hold on now 1 second.
Thomas.
Ooh, free class.
So does it say anything about how long the effective meeting skills demo was? Was it 10 minutes or anything?
He didn't say.
No, but talking to one of the other lads who just this module, I think that's it's a group setting. So the meetings is I think we're split into groups and we have to arrange to do a Zoom meeting between us.
Yeah, because I was actually talking to one of the girls and she said the same thing. They like had 5 hours on a Sunday to do this. I don't know if it's the same leadership kind of thing, but she said she did it with Baldoyle and it was a level 6. 5
Right,
hours seems long.
1 second. 1 second. All right. You all see that? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you've 2 weeks to do this, and it's going to be effective meetings, okay? Right, so
Can you make that a bit bigger? Because I can't see all of it.
I'll read it out, okay? Okay. Any better?
Yeah.
Okay, so activity 1. In your group of 3 to 4 people, arrange a meeting to decide on a leader that your group will make a presentation on as part of Skills Demo 2. The leader can be from areas such as industry, community, or any world events. Your tutor will give you broad lines on the type of leader to be considered. The meeting should follow the following criteria. The objective of your meeting is to choose a suitable leader for your group presentation in Skills Demo 2, right? A proper agenda should be prepared for the meeting. A copy of this agenda should be submitted to each team member. Key roles, including chairperson and minute taker, should be assigned to members of the group for the meeting. A robust discussion should be held around the choice of leader to help the group come to a mutually satisfactory outcome. Minutes should be taken. A copy of these minutes should be submitted by each team member. The outcome of the meeting should be approved by your tutor. This should last at least 10 minutes. All meetings should be videoed for evidence purposes. Right, marks will be awarded using the following criteria. Scroll down a bit. Right. Demonstrate effective communication skills to include listening skills, making suggestions, and giving feedback. Written documents and correspondence. Demonstrate problem-solving skills to include strategic analysis of issues or problems, action plans, execution of plans, evaluation of outcomes. Handle group dynamics to include facilitating the different roles that people play, conflict resolution, interacting with people who have diverse views and styles, teamwork, and motivating others. You all with me so far?
Yep.
Yeah. Activity 2. A 500-word reflective piece should look at the learner's leadership skills by reflecting on personal experience and progress. 10 marks for that. You must complete the assessment without assistance. Time allowed, learners will be allowed 2 weeks to complete this skills demonstration. There's a total of 30 marks available for this skills demonstration.
Was that the second one?
Sorry?
You said skills demo 2 at the start.
No, skills demo 1.
All right.
There's 2 activities though. One is,
right,
is
sorry,
getting meet together, and activity 2 is you each do a 500-word reflective piece.
So how many marks is for the first part, the activity 1?
You scroll up
So-
again, please, Eddie.
20. So for activity 1, you get 20 marks. Is it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, I don't know what way. I honestly don't know what way to do marking here, because there's 50 marks there and there's 10 marks here, and there's only a total of 30 marks given.
But
So it's divided by something.
the marks don't translate into into percentages. The way I figured it out is there's the overall percentage and then there's the marks. But if you're getting 20 marks, or if you're getting 50 marks and it's only for 20%, each 10 marks is for what?
Will that be put up on
Percent-
Moodle
short
anyway?
It should be. I'll get onto it tomorrow and make sure it's up for you all tomorrow. Okay.
Thanks.
Over.
Any
Yeah, I think
questions?
I've done this before.
You've done this before, have you?
I'm nearly sure I've done something like this in college before, but I don't know if it's this level or was it level 5. I have to check that.
Are you all happy enough for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to put you into groups now, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
How am I going to do that?
Pick us in a group with aliens. Now that she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't.
Is this going to be done on the class night?
Is it going to be done on a class night? No.
Yeah.
I can't do it on a class night
Why not?
because I can't. It's a skills demo. Like I did the last skills demos with you.
But we're going to be doing it on like as a group, yeah?
Do you mean like the face-to-face, Shannon?
There's going to be 3 or 4 different groups.
Yeah. I know, but I just thought we were going to, like, we'll say on the 28th when we're having our class, that we'll say, how many's in the class? 20?
Just 30.
All right, 30. So if that was divided up into different classes, that we have 10 minutes each in a breakout room and then come back and give it to you, no?
No.
What way is it going to work?
Each group picks their own time, and like that, if you want to do it an hour before class, an hour after class, or another day.
No,
You pick what suits.
what's going to happen this time? I'm going to pick a time.
Yeah.
What, Eddie? What week are you doing this on?
2 weeks time.
Week 3, Darren. What's
Yeah,
that?
what I mean is, which is that like the week from the 21st to the 27th?
Today's the 9th, yeah?
Yeah.
So week 3 would be
We're in week 1 now.
the 2nd of March.
So the week 21st to the 27th of March.
No, that's be perfect then, yeah.
February, sorry, February.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
All right. I'll sort out groups at the weekend.
You won't be doing it on the 27th. It's a Sunday. Will you?
No, because actually Michelle, the girl that I was telling you about there, she they did theirs on a Sunday as well.
Ah.
I ain't working on a Sunday.
No, my or Saturday. I've enough to be at a dancing fest then.
Maybe I will do it on a Sunday.
Sunday sounds great.
You can do it just after mass.
What's that?
You can do it just after mass.
Do it before, sure.
Do it
Yeah,
when
why
you're in
not?
mass.
Little bit of time for that, like.
You might behave yourselves then.
Jesus, never.
Keith, and is Ryan still here? Ryan, are you still here?
I am, yep.
Can you two of you hold on afterwards so I can have a chat with you?
Yeah, of course.
Mariana, can you hold on afterwards as well, please, for me? Yeah, obviously not. It's easy to know when people are here or not when you ask them a question, no reply.
Yeah.
Okay, so just it'll only take 2 minutes, guys. Wait, any questions on what we've done so far?
Loads.
No.
Okay, don't say loads and then say no. If you
No, because like we did cover an awful lot, like, but I mean, for the skills demonstration, like we just have to go through the layout of the marketing schemes and what you want us to go through. Do you want us to take it from, do you want to get examples of the communication theorists or what? Like
what?
The communications theorists. Communication.
Theorists.
Okay, I want you to go through everything you're getting marks for.
Yeah, so we need that put up on Moodle as soon as, please.
Okay, I shall get onto admin tomorrow.
That's a command.
No, I said please. And I smiled, so that's a nice one.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with you all this evening. Your hard work. Are you supposed to be working, Mr. Anderson?
I am working. I'm always working.
Taxi.
Company phone, you're never off anymore.
There you go. All right. Wait, who has a fear of public speaking?
Me, even though it doesn't look like it, I do.
Okay. Savita, you have a fear of public speaking as well. Yeah. Anyone else have a fear of public speaking?
I wouldn't say I have a fear of it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Same here.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to go through this quickly, right? You're not in a rush this evening, are you?
I am. I'm
No.
not let you
That's okay, no problem. You can catch up later on anyway, there's no problem. All right, look, fear of public speaking in the context of presentations and public speaking, this is usually due to lack of confidence and or lack of control or a feeling of not having control over the situation or other people, the audience, and our own reactions and feelings. And in some cases, possibly a bad memory or experience from our past. The effects of these are heightened according to the size of the audience and potentially also the nature of the audience or situation, which combined to represent the perceived uncontrollable threat to us at a very basic and instinctive level, which we imagine in the form of critical judgment, embarrassment, humiliation, etc., etc. Can I give you a good tip?
Fun.
Good tip on public speaking, right? If
Pretend they're
you're
naked.
sorry,
Pretend they're naked.
No.
Elaine, you really need to get your head out of the gutter this evening.
That's a good tip.
All right. Right. We just say on public speaking, and you're speaking to people that you've never spoken to before. They're a new crowd, whether it is, 10 people, 20 people, 50 people, 100 people. My tip to you, right? If you think you're going to struggle, plant somebody in the audience. Somebody that knows you, but if they see you're starting to struggle, they can ask you a question to get you back on track.
Joe Biden does that with about 30 of them.
What's that?
Joe Biden does that with about 30 of them. Keep them live up there.
So you plan somebody just to ask a question in case you're losing track or you're starting to stumble a small bit. I remember the very, very first time I did, I suppose, something that was outside my comfort zone. I had to give a lecture in UCC in Cork. It was my very first time doing anything like that. And I brought somebody with me, sat him in the front row, and if he felt I was losing control or, not quite with it, he'd throw the question that I could answer to get me back on track. So it's a good tip. It's a good tip. No, don't imagine all naked because that'll just upset you even more. Right. Where's it gone? How's it gone? What's it gone? Right. The two big casual factors, low confidence and control, stem typically from inadequate preparation, rehearsal, and or low experience. If we have a bad memory, which is triggering a fear response, then it's likely that the original situation we recall or which prompts our feelings of anxiety resulted in one or both of the above factors. If you prepare yourself well, guys, you should have no problem. Rehearse. Okay, you remember when we were doing our skills demonstrations and you had to do pieces for me? How many of you actually rehearsed before you came on the screen with me?
Yeah.
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 I could, if I was to think back and try and memorize them all, I could probably name the people who didn't rehearse.
Go ahead.
But I'm not going to do that.
Of course not. No, that'd be rude.
Right. But again, yeah, inadequate preparation, rehearsal. If you're going to give a presentation, rehearse it first. It does help. Look, obviously, I don't rehearse anymore because I'm doing this.
Really?
You really want to pass this module?
You got to pass it anyway, Eddie.
Right. Because I'm doing it on a regular basis, I don't really need to rehearse that often. Not that much, okay?
Pronouncing words, isn't it?
Sorry?
Just
Unless just
pronouncing
speaking on
words,
words of this. Yeah, words I
So
can't
if you
pronounce.
kept it stupid simple, you wouldn't have to pronounce the big hard words. You could use small words, dumb it down.
I really should dumb it down for some people here,
Yeah.
right? Okay, preparation and rehearsal are usually very manageable elements. It's a matter of making the effort to prepare and rehearse before the task is upon us. Presentations which do not work well usually do so because they have not been properly prepared or rehearsed. Experience can be gained simply by seeking opportunities for public speaking and presenting to people and groups whenever you feel most comfortable, and then try speaking to groups where you feel less comfortable. Given that humankind, society are arranged in all sorts of groups, schools and colleges, evening classes, voluntary groups, open mic nights, debating societies, public meetings, conferences in the local pub, sports and hobby clubs, hospitals, OPs, homes, etc., etc., etc. There are countless groups everywhere of people and potential audience by which you can gain speaking and presentation experience. This is not so difficult to achieve. We see, you can't really do it on your local pub because you have a skin full of beer and you'll talk to anyone. You don't care who's listening. I don't recommend you do your public speaking with liquor involved. All right, I'm going to leave that because I know Keith needs to get off and I need to speak to him before we go. So I'm going to pop the rest of this up on Moodle for you guys. You can catch the rest of it. There's about 5 or 6 slides left.
Thank you.
Will it go up tonight now or will it be tomorrow?
I should put it up as soon as I finish speaking to the 2 lads here, okay?
Cheers. Thanks a million.
Cheers. Thanks.
All right, guys, I should talk to
Bye.
you all.
Thank you.
Whenever.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, cheers,
All
Eddie.
right, guys, cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye.
Adios.
See you.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye, Eddie. Have a good week.
I will. Don't look so worried, Keith. It's not that bad.
I'm not worried. It's my phone's going off. WhatsApp.
Okay, I need everyone else to go, bar Ryan and Mike Keith. Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye-bye. Good night.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Sometimes you have to tell them they don't take the hints. Right. Ryan, you
Yes.
first. When can you do this skills demo?
When are you free now? Because I'm in a course with America for this entire week, so I'm
All
free
right.
whenever.
What about tomorrow evening?
6
o'clock tomorrow evening.
Yeah, I'll just jump out of the course that I'm in to do it with you, but yeah, tomorrow.
Wait, I'll send a link to you for Zoom for tomorrow evening. It's only going to take 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, cool. Tomorrow at 6.
No, make sure that you write out a script.
I've sent you over it. I've sent you the script.
Did you? I'll
Yeah.
search for it. No problem.
Yeah.
That's grand.
Do you want me to
Perfect.
send it again? They sent it like 2 weeks ago.
All right, no problem.
I'll send it.
Perfect. 6 o'clock, so tomorrow evening.
Yeah, do you want me to head so you can talk to Keith or?
Yeah, that's all I need to sort out with you.
Yeah, tomorrow 6 o'clock. See you then. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Cheers,
Thanks, Eddie.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you. See you, lads. Bye-bye.
Now, my problem child.
I know that.
Why didn't you ask me for an extension?
I don't know.
And you know what? I would imagine that you would have flew through this no matter.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking.
Right. What I will say to you, right? Don't give up on the course, right?
I won't anyway.
Don't give up, because you can do this module at a later date, right?
Yeah.
Whatever work you've done,
Yeah.
if you have it done, save it. Don't show it to anyone. That would then you have all your work done for the next one. And what I'm going. 1 second, I need to stop.